welcome to Flory Models kit review time. Today we've got Bandai's R2D2 R5D4 kit. These are brand new out. I say brand new, been out a little while, but I just got around to reviewing it. I got it as soon as it comes out, being a complete Star Wars geek, anorak and all the rest of it. Bandai, basically, if you don't know, if you haven't seen any of the reviews, go and have a look. They've got some great stuff. They've basically been handed the torch now for the Star Wars licensing, and that's why now they're bringing out all these amazingly detailed, and in my opinion, far better than what we've seen before, level of kit, especially in different scales. So what we've got down here is the 1/12 scale, so it's a nice big subject, and you get two of them. Okay, so as you see, you've actually got the option to do both. Okay, so you can actually mess around with them and put them into different markings and all the rest of it. So as you can see, that's the ones you get, R2D2 and R5D4, or the square heady one as I call him. Usual things looking around the kit, as you can see, we've got them down there. Your kit number is 0195963. Okay, a little bit more on it just down there. So in the box itself, as we can imagine. Now, we've spoken about all these kits before and all the rest of it. The only thing I am very wary of now is, obviously, if you haven't seen it, have a look at my ATST Walker video, because in that one we actually had a little bit of trouble and the actual plastic began to dissolve on me. Alright, and I say dissolve, I mean crumble and just generally break up. That's because it doesn't like any type of hot thinners, enamel thinners, lacquer thinners and anything else, so just be careful as you use those. So as you can see down here, we got the old instruction book. We just pulled the camera slightly, there we go. Usual thing with these, they sort of a giant sort of pull out sheet and work your way through one end to the other. So as we can see right off the bat, talking about getting the parts and how to get them off, they're all basically a click fit. It's no glue required, there's not even any paint required a lot of the time to putting these guys together. They are a lot of fun to do. So basically you're going to be starting off putting the internals into them. So this is R2D2, and then obviously down below here we've got R5D4. So both types of them going together at the same time. Generally putting in the legs, as you can see, the leg system being footed on, the nose one of the system. And then generally, as you can see, it's just going to be working through, adding your details as you make your way through the entire build, going through, and obviously you've got them at the top as well. As you can see, I'm not going to go through it all because it's quite repetitive on one of these, but what you have got is the way that the panels all open up. So all the access panels, you can get access into them if you like, and things like that. And then down here on the other side, nice little touch with this as well. You actually get a little stand with them as well, and they're all interlinkable as well. We've got the periscopes and the little radar and everything else that R2 has on his top. And as we were saying about before, you've got various objects and all the little gizmos and all his utilities and everything else that go in, and then obviously fitting the head, and of course he's fully poseable. Then you've got back here, we got a little bit, obviously, for all the decal placements, which we'll speak about again in a moment, and some nice detailed pictures of the tools he's got as well. Okay, so he's got his grabber, circular saw, the welder, the blowtorch, all the bits and pieces, and as we know, just down there, and obviously fitting those on. So generally, we know the quality in these is going to be very good. We've seen all of their kits before. We know we don't get problems with flash, we don't get problems with mismolds, we don't get problems really, full stop. Down here, I'm hoping there's going to be some other. This is the decals, so as you can see, nothing jumps out. They're all perfectly, you know, in register, in form, and everything else just like that. Okay, there should be another one that's going to come along shortly, but generally, as you can see, to give you an idea of the scale, you can see the dimensions of them up here. Obviously a lot of the internal parts on this one, no flash, no nothing. All the ejector pins, as you'll find them, are always out the way, so don't worry about an ejector pin. It won't be anywhere you're ever going to see. Okay, and generally working our way through. So we've got his tools there as we work our way. As they give you an idea of the head size, you can see it, and okay, you're probably going to have to paint it after seeing this. Get in there with your metallizers, your buffable ones especially, and you can come up with any type of finish. But generally, very nicely done. Even the circular saw's got teeth on it, which is a lovely little touch. His radar, all the utilities and the bits. This is all the internals, obviously being the more metal colour, just like that. If you haven't seen Bandai kits before, you'll see here that you actually get multicoloured sprues, obviously with the gold, the red, the blue and the black, okay, which actually is smoked clear black, that one, which is quite a nice touch, and they mould them in at the same time, which is very cleverly done. So obviously this is R5's top here with the actual the red part, and obviously down here where R2's is more the blue. Okay, but generally, as you can see, all the parts very nice. As I say, had a bit of a a wobble, shall we say, when I was building the Scout Walker, when it fell over because it started to dissolve on me. So as I say, don't use hot thinners. You don't really need glues with these. If you do, just use your Tamiya's. But when you're using your weathering, just stay away from using oils, okay? But there we go. That gives you an idea of the size of the body of my hand next to it, as you can see, just like that. It's going to be a nice size. Once he's done, he's going to be the size of your hand, all right? But generally, to be honest, the plastic doesn't look as white as I've seen in other reviews we've done, okay? Specifically when you're looking at things like the X-Wing fighter, when it was the plastic looked like it had been painted. It was that good a sharper white. This one here seems to be a more plastic white, so it doesn't have that real sort of sparkle to it of the bit where you say it doesn't need painting. To be honest, this does need painting. It just looks a little bit dull to me. It could be the patina that they're trying to give this one and give it a more worn look, shall we say, because obviously these are hard-working droids. Okay, this is the other sheet we were talking about one. This is actually stickers. Now, I'm not a fan of their stickers. I don't like them. They don't stick and they're pretty horrible. So just get rid of those and use the others. Okay, so down here we've got another set as well, because don't forget, obviously R2-D2, as you can see down here, and R5 use the same body. It's only the different head on it, okay? And obviously R5 has the collar type system where R2 doesn't, all right? But the actual body-wise is just the same. So generally, very nice. I can't see any problems with any of that. And you just know it's going to be a fun build. Something you can put together. Two bases, obviously. So we've got the two of them. I don't know why it's got a hole in the middle. Why has it got a hole in the middle? Did I miss something on the instructions? But obviously we've got a plate here to cover the said hole, but I don't know why it does have a hole, if that makes sense. I'm sure there's a reason, I just haven't seen them in the instructions. So there we go. If you are a Star Wars person, you're going to love this. Don't forget, they've brought out C-3PO as well in the same scale, so you could have them both together. I haven't got that kit here personally, but I know Steve on the team, he's got it. He loves it. He says it's fantastic and beautiful, and obviously it's something I'll be bringing in at a later date when we get a few more pennies in. So there we go. That is the R2-D2 and the R5-D4 kit. If you're a Star Wars fan, you're just going to want to go and get it.